Ladies and gentlemen, I'm glad to preside over this session as our speaker for Youth Impact Parliament Uganda will soon take his chair. So let's start with prayers for our fifth sitting of the pilot parliament of Youth Impact Parliament Uganda of Youth Impact Movement. Honourable members, Almighty God, we humbly beseech thee to look with favour upon this Youth Impact Parliament. Grant that it may perform its high duty as in thy sight. Give divine guidance to the Executive Director of Youth Impact Movement. Endow members of Parliament with discernment and vision, integrity and courage, that through the labours of this Youth Parliament, the interests and wishes of members may be well and truly served, and thy good purposes for the common human life be realized in our midst. Amen. Honourable members, I welcome you all to today's sitting. It is a heartwarming sitting for us to have our Uganda chapter sitting again. I'm giving my communications as I've informed the chapter. Our speaker, Right Honorable Leonardo Asime of Youth Impact Parliament Uganda has stepped down due to situations beyond his control, and due to that, I have appointed Right Honorable Dennis Animumaka as the next speaker, and today we'll swear him in to take his oath and preside over this house. May I recognize the presence of our, I think, majority or minority chief whip, right? Brian Birungi. And then we also have here Mr.
Minority.
Minority whip. Yes, very good. We also have here Honorable Herbert Musiga, who is also our youth MP, and also having here our incoming speaker for our Namibia chapter, Youth Impact Parliament Namibia, Right Honorable Lucas. Welcome, sir. So I currently am equally the speaker for Youth Impact Parliament Ghana as well. And in this sitting right now, we have here 3 speakers of our chapters. Also for you to note, Youth Impact Parliament is in India as well. And our speaker there is Bandaru Shaka, Right Honorable Bandaru Shaka, in Andhra Pradesh state in India is our speaker there. So today's meeting is actually of international standard and level. Cheers to that. And we are glad to have all of you. As you know, it is never about the number, but the minds, the great minds that gather to make the future well. As we are youths in our individual countries, we aim at making the world a better place, starting from our home. And that is what we are doing. And Youth Impact Parliament creates the opportunity for us to make such an impact, gain attention, and participate in decision making in our various countries. And through that, Africa becomes great. The greatness of Africa begins on the mind of Africans. And I believe Youth Impact Parliament is providing such a platform for us. As a big family, we know that the start might be small, but the future will be greater than it is right now. So I'm very, very optimistic. And with the great minds we have here, Dennis and Lucas, I'm sure that Youth Impact Parliament will one day be invited to the European Union Parliament or even the ECOWAS General Assembly to equally speak one day, because it will be known as the biggest youth group in the entire world. So the vision is very big, and I'm glad to have all of you here with us. So at the fourth sitting of Youth Impact Parliament Uganda chapter. It was presided over by Deputy Speaker Kawaki Waswa, and we deliberated on the motion, which is Hope for Uganda Youth. And from the motion, it seems that the current president have been there for quite some while, but there is belief that the youth will still stand for themselves and make the future bright. So it was a meeting that spanned for just 30 minutes. Honorable members, at this point in time, we would now want to move to item 4 on our order paper. As I stated, the movement has appointed Right Honorable Dennis Animomaka as the new Speaker for Youth Impact Parliament. For Youth Impact Parliament. At this point in time, I want to invite him to take his oath of office as Speaker of Youth Impact Parliament Uganda. Right Honorable Dennis, kindly just read the oath, and then from there, I'll declare you the Speaker. And you take the chair as Speaker to swear in your colleagues, and then we continue with today's sitting. Right Honorable, please take your oath.
I, Ainemkama Dennis, having been appointed the Speaker of Youth Impact Parliament, do in the name of the Almighty God solemnly affirm that there will bear true faith and awareness of the youth impact by the law established. So help me God.
Honorable members, I now respectfully declare Right Honorable Dennis Animomaka as the substantive Speaker of Youth Impact Parliament Uganda. Mr. Speaker, please do take the chair.
Thank you very much, our director, Honorable Jones, for appointing me, for giving me this chance to serve you. And I will do the expected out of me with the help of all my friends, with the help of all the youth members. I will do the needful. Thank you so much for entrusting me. I will do as expected. So without wasting much of our time, I could wish that we continue with our today's agenda.
Yeah, so Mr. Speaker, let's have Brian take his oath, then Hubert to take
And
his
on our
oath.
next agenda, we are having
Yes, Mr. Speaker, if we could have Brian take his oath, or he's offline. Okay, then let's go for Herbert if Brian is not ready now.
Right, good evening, comrades. Let me hope being let me take my oath. I, Mugisha Herbert, having been appointed the member of Youth Impact Parliament Uganda, do in the name of the Almighty God swear solemnly that I will bear true faith and allegiance to the Youth Parliament as established by law. So help me God.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Congratulations, Honorable Mugisha. You're most welcome to your term of office. Honorable Birunji, I also see your hand up. You can also take your oath.
Okay. I, Bilungi Brian, having been appointed the Minority Whip of Youth Impact Parliament, do in the name of the Almighty God swear
Yeah.
For the issue concerned with network, hope we are going to sort this one out as time comes. We can also continue with our today's program, whereby we are having another interactive motion, whereby we are having deliberation of our future plans. Here we can discuss most of the things that we are going to be having as we are expecting a lot out of this system. As we are better when we all combine our efforts, we can bring out something which is upbringing and aspiring to the whole country. That is our country, Uganda, that will make our country shine. So we are having deliberation of our future plans. We can discuss most of them. We could like most of us to be interactive. We share our ideas and then we'll see how best we can run our thing forward. That is the YIP to a developmental strategy which will be achieved soon. Honorable members, the floor is yours. You can share your ideas, please.
Okay, I think I'll go ahead of Herbert, Honorable Herbert. So I was actually commending Right Honorable Dennis for his foresight in calling for a physical sitting, and it is evident that a physical sitting ought to be held. And in ahead of choosing the date, I was proposing that we organize ourselves because we need to have our leadership set, dedicated people who are ready for the cause. Before the sitting, I tasked him to discuss with the designated leaders to see the ones that are interested for the cause and the ones that are no more interested. We replace them because we need the group itself to be set before we go into the world calling for more people to join. Mhm. Yeah, so he actually did that, and I think as speaker that he has taken over, it is within his powers to appoint people he see that they are ready to work with. Yeah, so Right Honorable Dennis, look at the people that are, so kindly look at the people that are around and then are ready to serve. That are ready to serve. The positions can be reviewed. We are, of course, have to form committees and we have to have committee chairs. We can have the business committee, we can have the intelligence committee, the publicity committee, the organizing committee, and then the welfare committee. All those committees are to be chaired by youth MPs, not only the leaders. So, so let's actually look at them, and then there are several positions we can give to people apart from the 12 positions that we have. The clerk and the deputy clerk are to be active. Both the leaders, we had Kato Kabuga as the majority leader and then Vincent Utarifai as the minority leader. Let's have conversations with them about the future plans. We had in our pre-sitting meeting, that was the fact that we want to hold a physical meeting. We want to hold a physical meeting to outdoor YIP Uganda. YIP Uganda has already been launched since that is November 2022, but we have never held a physical sitting as of then. So indeed, we want to hold a physical sitting, and I believe under your leadership that can be done. My only fear right now is that we don't have funds. So for whatever plans that you bring, we need to have funds to support them, and they have to be internally generated funds. Yes. So if you realize that whatever plans you have and the funds that you have raised can do it, the documentation, I'll provide all of them. The flyer designing and all those things, we'll provide all of those things from Youth Impact Movement, the headquarters. We'll provide all of them. Yes, whatever support you offer, will offer to help you hold your sittings. So, as a matter of fact, these plans need to come into play. I believe YIP Uganda can become big and great under your leadership as well. The former speaker, Right Honorable Lenados Asime, is ready to support you. Just consult him and then he'll support you. The current deputy speaker, that is Kakowski Waswa as well, is also ready. Just engage him. I'm aware that he's residing in Kampala. Yes, but at the end, we have resolved that since majority of you are resided in Mambara City, the sitting should be held in Mambara City. So let's look at it. Let's look at the venue that we can hold, the university that we should hold it in. If investors are coming all around, no problem. Look at all those things. Let's put the plans on paper, have discussions, consultations. Let's look at the budget and let's look at the dating, people to invite. As you said, it will be even nice to have a member of the National Parliament of Uganda in attendance as well. So let's bring the plans on board. And I believe the fire that I've seen in you, Brian, and then Ruth, and then the others, we can do this. So I'm in full support of all of you. Let's do this. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much for your submission, Mr. Jones. We can also receive a hand from Honorable Mugisha. You can also submit your submission, sir.
Good evening once again. My name is Mugisha Herbert. I am a law student at the Law Development Center, Kampala branch. I'm also an author and a climate change activist. Mr. Speaker and Mr. Director, I am very glad for having given such an opportunity. And in regards to the submissions on what the program says, I would say that I don't know much about YIP, but I was invited by a friend called Cadison. But basing on what I have heard from the previous speakers, I become very much happy when I hear youth coming up with different ideas and ways on how to make life easy and better. Uganda is well known of having the most population comprised of the youth, and such platforms or initiatives would be or at the best to be utilized such that the youth can see their potentials in leadership, as I see it might be one of the main visions of YIP, by creating future good leaders and other topics or visions that may be invested in the in the plans of YIP. I, as a person who is more interested in different parameters, these parameters could be also one of the points or visions that might be also in the eyes or in the minds of YIP. I therefore recommend, I therefore submit that, sincerely speaking, as a person who is interested in so many things, changing the world, changing the environment, I pledge my full participation in various events or sessions or organizations that will be organized by YIP. And on another point, maybe it will be like a recommendation or like an idea. As people go around preaching equality, it has to be taken the way it is. Therefore, recommend you, Mr. Speaker and Mr. Director, to also include in ladies, such that the concept of equality can be brought on board. I don't have so much to say for the interest of time. Allow me to stop here, but I am really happy for the opportunity, Mr. Speaker and Mr. Director. Once again, my name is Mugisha Herbert, and for God and my country. Thank you.
Thank you so much for your great submission. I've seen some good points out of your submission, because we had tried to invite most of the ladies, including Itungo Joan. You know her from UCU. She's in Kampala, one of the aspirants for guild president in UNSA. I'd also invited the Miss Akankunda Trustin. Hope she is also much more known, the girl mentorship space CEO, and also some other ladies, although most of them, they are not part of us. And this is why I had wanted us to host it somewhere in one of the schools, such that we may be publicly known. So there are some ways of how we can develop our leadership initiative in different phenomena, in different areas, such that it may be known. one of the most things to know is to identify our goals. As long as we have a goal and we can explain it and express it to different youth groups, they can join us. And this is what we are trying to do to different universities that we are going to join. And whatever, I've also been trying to make some more training and involvements with some fellow youth, whereby I try to go to different classrooms like those of MAST, those of BSU, the MOBs, for the some of the universities that I'm near to, such that I express and explain most of the points about the youth impact parliament. However, most of the students do not take time to understand these things because they are not seeing the benefits of it in a short run. However much this is like a strategy, like the one you created, Mr. Honorable Herbert Mudisha, for environmental initiative. It is also a good initiative. I've been in it because some time back I was also running another initiative which was in the same format like this for SDGs, and that is the way how I managed to capture most of the intentions of some fellow youth to join our initiative for youth impact on environmental youth impact parliament. So most of the youth groups that have tried so much to join our group are not yet well informed about how the development of this system is. So I was also trying so much that I could look for a group at least around. Possibly I will work with Honorable Mudisha. Somewhere we run it like on a radio station such that we start to publicize it before we even held on the ground, such that at a time when we try to host it on ground wise, most of the students could have heard of it. He could have get some more information about it to say that me, I've ever heard of this system. It could have been running. So let us join such that when other students are also encouraging themselves, they could have those encouraging words even before they are going to sit for the meeting. They have some other word to say that we have been hearing it up and down, hosting some different people there I could shine. So with also hosting like any MP from the Ugandan parliament, with the concern and the concept of hosting it with any parliamentary honorable from the Republic of Uganda. For it, I had wanted it to use it in the perspective of hosting it on X Spaces, whereby we can invite most of them such that it get to be known what with these people, like the deputy speaker for IGG or the deputy IGG. She's a friendly woman. We can invite her. She can also guide us on how we can improve our system. Because I've been friendly to her, and I could wish that one time we could host it. But to host her, it could be better if we are having like a good population, like at least 20 members, such that when they join into a Twitter space, she can also bring more other youth groups to join. But at least we be having a strong foundation whereby when we host something, students or youth groups are able to join in and increase the number, whereby she speaks out some good points. She knows that they are going into the youth, because most of our fellow youth, they are having a lot of challenges with leadership, and this is what we should always focus on with the way how our goals and objectives are set, because there is the way how the objectives of youth impact pyramid are set and they are standing to be into be when a person reads them and understands, there is the way how that person intends to receive a concrete explanation of it, which may be different from someone, but we should also have that mandate of expressing it to different youth groups such that they all understand what we are going to let it out. Yes, I see a raised hand from Honorable Mujisha, but you can take the floor.
Mr. Speaker, thank you for another opportunity. I really digest what you're trying to say. It is indeed good and developmental for every youth in Uganda and in other areas. What I want to submit on is that, Mr. Speaker, for anything to be done and enjoy the fruits of that particular thing you have done, it all depends on what energy or on how you have prepared yourself. If you get a hoe and you go to dig, if you dig properly and sow properly, then it is the big produce that you will get from the garden. I therefore want to submit that as members, few that are already on this meeting, let us do everything with that zeal, with the intention of having the different communities we live in to benefit. This may sound to be a small thing in some people's mind, but it is a very huge thing in reality. I therefore want to tell you, and at least in whatever community where you come from, engage 2 or 3 or more people about YIP, and that would be one way of even recruiting numbers. I heard you talk about of inviting, for example, government personnel. That will all depend on what number do you have on board. Someone from the government cannot come to attend to only 5, 6 people, for example, on a call or on a Twitter space. It therefore now goes, for example, to a person handling publication. What criteria are you using to capture masses? What techniques are you using to really at least recruit 4 or 5 people in a day? That would be good if you are recruiting more than 5 or a minimum of 3. So I want to say that let us do everything with that zeal, great zeal. And trust me, if anything is organized and it is moved or swayed in a proper way, it will yield. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much for that. I've enjoyed it. I've got a point which is so much enjoyable. There is what you have said, energy, the amount of energy we are investing in. Yes, I could want to encourage everyone here who is here at least every day to come up with a person to say that you can share this idea to a neighbor. It could sound also so well, such that when this person comes in, is she going to benefit? Those are some of the questions that are going to be asked at the first point. But we tend to look for the members the critical members who could wish to join it at the first place, such that we grow with them and then be with them as we are riding this system. I also see another hand. Hopefully you can take the floor, Mr. Brunji. Honorable.
Thank you very much, the Honorable Speaker. To start with, I would wish first to recall on the point of our Honorable Mujisha Habat. He talked about involving ladies in our Youth Impact Parliament. The truth is, in the group we have many kinds of ladies, but it is all about passion and commitment. So we are trying as a group, first of all, to have committed members, especially the leaders. You see, our leadership committee is lacking. Not that we don't have people who are on those positions, but people want something that is already yielding up, yet we are still on the foundation stage. So now the strategies that I do think should be very effective is that how are we going to get committed leaders with vision, leaders that think something that we read out of this little that we are having at this start. We do have ladies, some we interact with them in the group. They show us interest, but at the end, when this comes, they don't show up. And this silence, it is communicating a lot to us. So we as the committee members, I thank God that at least we are people who are strategic. I thank Honorable Herbert. Thanks for that zeal. You are very new here, but you are trying to borrow the idea, and which is a good. The same to our new Honorable Speaker. I abide with this guy. Uh, with a few of we committed members, I do say, out of our commitment and hard work, as the former Honorable Mucha said, everything good comes from sweat. We shall harvest what we shall invest in. The more efforts we put in, they are the yields we shall harvest. Therefore, we are doing what we can to make our youth impact parliament and movement sounding. The Honorable Speaker talked of bringing members of parliament, and it is true, they can come, but what is on the ground? I think we as the few committed members, especially the committee, if we can meet, you see, before the whole sitting, we get some few members who are committed and sit down and ready strategies. Physical to physical. I know we have connections, we are in different groups. Mujisha, you are in different groups, the same to Honorable Bainem Kama, the same to me. We have different connections, we usually share ideas. And also this group brings up social capital, which is a good idea. I therefore recommend, as you say, that at least each day, let us get 2-3 people that are committed. It is not just a matter of sharing a link, people tapping in. People do usually tap in these links to their own benefits. Maybe they want to market their businesses, they want to get contacts for this and this, not knowing the vision and the mission of that link alongside that group. I would therefore wish we a few that are showing the interest, we the few that have the zeal, and I know out of commitment and love for YIP, we can make it. People start from nowhere, but with time, out of commitment and hard work, they are sounding. It is we to build the YIP and to make it sounding in Uganda. There is no any other person that is going to come from elsewhere on behalf of YIP that is promoting YIP. No, let us plant fruits now so that at the time, the future to come, we start harvesting. But minus that, if we stay there wandering, we won't manage. We have got a very committed speaker, and I know you won't. The trust we have in you, the trust we have in you, the Honorable Speaker Inemkama, the trust I have in you, for sure we shall make it. Hard work plus opportunity, it is success. Let us do our part. Where opportunity comes up, we utilize it profitably, and at the end, we shall enjoy the success joyfully. Thank you very much.
Yes, I also wish to add on the conversation ongoing. I think I agree that a physical meeting will work, and let's get the committed people. We can just get 10 committed people and we can do a lot in getting the masses. So let's see if we can get 10 committed people and then review leadership and get them on board to be part of leadership. For me, all I require as executive director is let's be economical with the budget, because it's all going to be funded by internally generated fund. And then we need pictures for the physical sittings, and as well, the sitting has to be recorded. It has to be video recorded so that we can share it on our platforms. One of our value proposition as Youth Impact Parliament is the fact that we are a transparent group. We are a transparent group. We are open about what we do and what we discuss. You go to our pages and you see whatever we do. Yes, so we need to promote that transparency in our dealings. So if the physical sitting is scheduled and held, provision has to be made for recording or streaming where I can download and then upload, and the pictures where you can send them to me to share on our platforms as well. Thank you.
Thank you so much for your submission, Honorable Jones, our director. Honorable Birungi Bills Brown, you can take the floor. As also Honorable Habati Mugisha also submits.
Mr. Speaker, thank you for another opportunity. I really love what I'm hearing in my ears. As you earlier said, I have really worked with different groups of youth, and I know what really happens when it comes to organizing the youth. But I want to tell you, Mr. Speaker and honor and other honorable members, plus Mr. Director, it all goes back to what is called, what I can term as proper organization. I don't know when this meeting is ending, but we can talk, we can have a what a conversation or conversation even up to morning. I want to talk about how you can know different individuals that may be committed. The former speaker talked about people tapping different links that they may encounter anywhere. But you allow those people to be in the group and put something which requires their attendance. Put that thing like 5 times or 10 times. For example, in a month, there could be 2 months. And see the most common faces. I'm sorry to bring on the aspects of Environment Switch Initiative Uganda, but that is the technique I use. You don't appear 5 times, then you are showed the exit. You will be fighting against the aims and visions of the initiative or of the what? Of the group. It therefore goes back to you, Mr. Speaker, sir. Sit down, look for ways on how to schedule these items or events that I'm talking about. This will help you in selecting committed members. Trust me, if you organize another meeting, you will see my face. Another meeting, you will see my face, because I'm that person who loves understanding or learning something new on a daily basis. And this, what I am learning, will benefit me, will benefit my neighbor, and the whole community ought to benefit. So the 10 people that you have gotten from this meeting or from these events will become your ambassadors. They will become your handmaids. Mr. Speaker, I have a lot to say, and Mr. Director, maybe I will share more with the person who invited me here, and I am glad to be part of you. I have been hearing that this initiative, this organization is international. I hope to discuss more with those people that are outside, even though it is not a discussion related to this. We can have, learning has never ended. I used to have a teacher who used to say even that like moving from one place to another is one way of learning. So from these different learnings, we shall get to learn different tactics of handling the group itself in a proper and considerate manner. Otherwise, I want to thank you, and let me stop here. And I don't know when this meeting is ending, but I am so glad and happy to be with you, comrades.
Thank you so much for your submission, Honorable Mujsha Habat. You can also welcome Birunji, Honorable Birunji Bills Brand, also submit his arguments and views.
Thank you very much, our honorable speaker. There is the one moved by the honorable member Mujsha. The way this guy is talking, how I wish all our members were visioned and directed like him. You see, he's a gentleman who is concerned, who, okay, he's a guy like, in something like this, he wants it to take a step ahead, and which is not a common thing among many people. But what he's saying is directing us that we still have a way to go, and probably we can have good strategies to put in place so that we can come up. I'm really humbled by you, the Honorable Mujisha, and I promise you we shall always involve you. And if need be, you should be part of us. That is my humble request. Then back to the topic. Back to our topic. Uh, Youth Impact Parliament Uganda. We started in November 2022. Since we started, I do think one of the reasons why we are still lagging behind, one of the reasons is that with the people that are leaders, let us first know each other. For example, the majority, like 90% of, if not 80% of our leaders of YIP, they are all from Western region. We just talk on phone and this, but there is the way I feel like physical meeting, we as leaders share ideas, to bring something big on board. That's when we can have even better strategies. We can put in place what should we do to make sure that we achieve this and in this time bound. What can we do so that our members increase? We have committed members. We have youth members of parliament. We have representatives. What are the roles that are they playing behind? Or they are just having the titles. So you may find that we the leaders, we are here being stranded, knowing what we can do to pull our youth on board, not knowing that somehow, somewhere, we are the first challenge. So my point of view is, we leaders, if we first come together, not knowing ourselves online, I know this is a leader, I know this is a leader, we inbox, we talk, we stop there, but when we come on board, we do something practical, we discuss something that is visionary basing on, actually when we are many, when we are together on board, there's the way we focus. Because for example, you may send me a message on a WhatsApp that, please, Honorable Brian, would you please comment on this and this, give us our decisions and your views? Yes, I will comment, but I may give it less attention compared to when we as a group come together. I am here at this point because I prepared enough. And when we come as a group, me, I prepared enough because there is the way I feel like this YIP Uganda, some time back, out of our commitment and hard work, we shall be somewhere and we shall be people of value. That's why I prepared enough and that's why I'm here. However much some people may see online, it is just a wastage of time. They would prefer coming together. Not a general coming together, but we as leaders, if we first come together, probably if we go back, we can influence our fellows based on the general ideas that come from we leaders. We build up something big. So that is the first thing I'm seeing. We as the leaders, let us first come together, know ourselves, know what we want, and we predict our future. Where should we be at this time T? Thank you very much.
Thank you so much for that great submission. However, I could want to say that since it is still beginning, we should not lag behind whereby we are too slow in the system of running this, and also we should not rush too fast that we should make each and everything be hosted on ground. At least we should have some that little speed that will monitor us in whatever we have been hosting and in whatever we are going to be reading out. I also see some other members in this group, including Youth Impact. Our host for today, we also have Honorable Lucas. Thank you so much for being part of us. However, you could also want you also to be part of us as we are sharing our great submissions. I see a hand up from Honorable Mudisha Herbert.
All right, Mr. Speaker, sir, thanks for another opportunity. I've never, it is very rare to find youth discussing such matters where it doesn't matter about the number, whether 2 or 3. You know what mostly youth discuss? Football. I think that is also part of life, but it shouldn't be much into our lives. Maybe that is just a by the. What I want to talk about is that I don't know if this is being recorded, because these should be points that should be referred to in order to, for example, carry out different activities that we may intend to do what to do. One reason or one impact or one whichever name you can call it, why I somehow broke into the space of climate activism, however much I'm not yet to that extent, it was because of like rushing. However much you say that we shouldn't be rushing, if you really love to have a woman, for example, you really put in much effort. At times you even rush in order to have that woman you want. Why am I saying this? In my year 3, because of the love for environment, at least every day I would post, just posting something about environment. And it has taken me to be one of the board members of a certain NGO in Entebbe. Why am I still recalling this? I'm not here to brag. I'm just here to share tangible things that I've encountered in life. What I'm trying to communicate is that let us be creative, innovative every day. You come here, we might come here and speak. Let's do this, let's do this. But if we don't rush to do that thing, I mean, maybe rushing is a very bad word or term to use. If you don't try as much as possible to bring on board what you discuss, you are wasting time.
Investing in a lot of efforts.
That's exactly. Allow me to end from here, but we shall discuss more. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much for your great submission. I also see a hand from Honorable Birunji Bills Plan. You can take the floor, please, sir.
Thank you, our Honorable Speaker. Just what I wanted to say is that what the former Speaker, Honorable Musha, says, creativity, innovativeness, and hard work. Just saying something that brings a smile on one's face, something that will attract a person's attention towards Youth Impact Parliament. It is one way of attracting attention from outside. People will get to know this guy has been posting this and this as he said. He's now a board member. Out of his posts, he's not bragging, but it's a fact. Out of his hard work and creativeness, he managed to do what? Secure himself a position as a board member. So out of we can also borrow that idea. It is a very great idea. Just put something small towards the youth leadership, towards our youth impact parliament that can be instilled in people's mind day and night, so that people can begin to inbox and saying, my brother, you have been posting and this. What is it all about? What do you do? What are the benefits of joining this and this? And out of that, it is one of getting real and committed members in our group. So if we try to do this, if we try to do that as he has communicated, I do think even our participation here will be more than 50, basing on the numbers that we have in the group. Thank you.
Mr. Speaker, if we can conclude the deliberations on the future, and then we hear from our Namibia speaker, soon to be elected, and then from there we can adjourn. Thank you very much. Yes. So, Honorable Lucas, let's hear from you, and then the speaker will conclude and we adjourn.
Is my patient.
Yes, Mr. Lucas. Yes, Mr. Lucas. Yes, we can hear you. Yes, we can hear you. Yes, if you could just log out and log in again. If you could just log out and Yes. So, Speaker, let's hear from you. As by the time you are done, Lucas will join and give his remarks, and we can adjourn.
I want to thank everyone who have managed to attend our today's session, including Honorable Mugisha Herbert, our host for today, Mr. Director, and also Honorable Birungi Bills Plan for a grateful participation in our organization. Thank you so very much for that, and for everyone's submissions who have managed to keep up and invest some little time to be with us within the hosting of our virtual online sitting, which is the 5th. We want to appreciate and thank everyone. So probably I think can go for the last part, because we are having some little issues with the network. For one of our colleagues who wanted to share to us some brief information, probably Mr. Director, you can contact him, and he sent some brief information to the other group for the youth impact, which is also for towards the developmental plans of the youth impact parliament. So most of the other arguments which we could not have, and the other views which we could not have shared online on this virtual meeting, we can also write them to, also record them to the WhatsApp meeting. Allow me conclude the concluding prayer. Can humble ourselves for a concluding prayer. Heavenly Father, I want to thank you for the time that we have spent together, learning more about you and worshiping, and learning more about the Youth Impact Parliament and how it will develop in our country, Uganda. As we want to leave this place today, may you continue to guide us and bless us with all our daily lives, so that we may prosper and our youth impact Parliament also be safe and prospers in every state. Amen. I declare the meeting ended.
Yeah, yeah.